In this video, we'll review the cost reimbursable nature of CEPF grants. Your organization received a CEPF grant. Fantastic! But keep in mind, this grant is cost reimbursable, which means your grants manager will need to review and approve the list of expenses you report to CEPF. If these expenses are not approved, your organization will have to return the money to CEPF. Your cost will be approved if it fits 3 requirements. Number 1, it's reasonable. For example, taking economy flights for essential travel or staying in a budget hotel. Number 2, it's allowed per your grant agreement. As part of your project proposal, CEPF agreed on how you can spend the money it awarded to your organization. If you need to spend money on a project activity that's different from what is in the grant agreement, you'll need to reach out to your grant director beforehand to get approval. Remember that you also aren't allowed to exceed the total amount of money specified in your grant agreement. If you believe you'll need more funding than you originally thought, you'll need to talk to CEPF beforehand to find out if you have approval to do so. Number 3, documented. All expenses funded by CEPF must be supported by adequate documentation. Let's review a few quick examples of what this means. If you submit an advance that was given to staff for field-related expenses, adequate documentation would include an expense report, receipts, a list of activities, and any reconciliation of an under or overpayment. Fuel receipts should be accompanied by a vehicle log showing the time and distance traveled, as well as the purpose of the trip, and when the fuel was purchased. If you pay a consultant $5,000 or more, you must provide CEPF with supporting documentation, as per the procurement policies. Speaking of consultancies, if you have a subcontract or subgrant as part of your project, remember that you need to enter into a legally binding written agreement and that they must follow the same documentation requirements we've just reviewed. This means you are responsible for making sure this documentation language is part of the subaward agreement, and you're also responsible for ensuring the subrecipient understands the requirement and applies it. Still have questions? Your grants manager is available to help.